Now accused of kidnapping two women. But the story doesn't end there. Authorities say the Texas-based content creator fled the United States by booking a one-way ticket and hopping on a nearly 20-hour flight all the way to the Middle East. So how did a man with millions of social media followers end up charged with aggravated kidnapping? Well, the women claim he pulled out a gold-colored handgun and started waving it around the sunroof while still driving erratically fast, then began firing off rounds out of the car window. One of the women reportedly told Pritchett to take her back to the apartment and try to calm him down by asking,
Where are they getting these stories from? Because this sounds like a movie, bro.
Y'all might think I'm lying. Y'all might think I'm just talking. Y'all seen other people probably saying it. But you know, people don't believe until the shit hit the fan. That's one thing I noticed about most people in the United States. They want to party, ha ha ha, live life, ha ha ha, until it hit the fan.
You know, one thing I did notice about Corey is since the breakup with Carmen, if you know, you know what I'm talking about. Since the breakup with Carmen, he's lost it. Like, he's an example of losing the one girl you never think you'd lose and, like, just completely flipping your shit. Like, I'm talking about no type of sense left. Like, he's completely, I think he's on shrooms too. We got popular YouTuber COREYSSG, Corey Pritchett. If you guys don't know, Carmen's ex-husband, now you can say. Basically, there's a couple on YouTube. If you don't know, couple on YouTube, they used to vlog. I grew up watching them myself, so a lot of you guys must have knew who they are, bro. He's known as Cornhead or Pepperhead or whatever people be trolling him about because he's got a long ass head and all that other stuff. Basically, he's accused of kidnapping two women and going to Dubai. I think it's absolutely insane, bro. And he's playing into it on the social media. If you guys don't know about Corey, he's a troll. He's like a DDG 2.0. He's a troll. He trolls the internet and he makes people believe things that's not true, even for views, and he gets paid for it, stuff like that. Pretty much. He got caught, well, he's accused of kidnapping two women. I don't believe it whatsoever, bro. It's Corey, bro. He's a troll. Probably made it up on the internet to get some attention after nobody's talking about him anymore. It's one of those ones, bro. But I love Corey, though. Don't get me wrong. Corey's one of them ones, bro. I fuck with Corey heavy. But we're going to react to it. We're going to see what's going on. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Let's get it. Let's go.
gang.
Look, we'll come down there. Come on. Can't get over here. My car was out there.
Is now accused of kidnapping two women. But the story doesn't end there. Authorities say the Texas-based content creator fled the United States by booking a one-way ticket and hopping on a nearly 20-hour flight all the way to the Middle East. So how did a man with millions of social media followers end up charged with aggravated kidnapping? Well, it all began on November 22nd. That's when a woman exchanged numbers with 26-year-old Corey Pritchett Jr. The woman told authorities the following day she and another woman met up with Pritchett. They did some pretty harmless activities like working out, ATV riding, then bowling. But it was at the bowling alley where things took an intense turn. While there, the two women felt like something was off when Pritchett and his two friends started acting strange. The women told police they were repeatedly looking around, seemed on edge, and were acting suspicious. The unnamed women told police they learned Pritchett and his friends were having issues with another group that was there at the bowling alley. So they reportedly told Pritchett if he continued acting that way, he should just leave with his friends. Pritchett in turn stepped out with his friends, but never returned, leaving the women behind. After some time, the women texted him because they left their stuff in his car. So he asked them to meet at the H-E-B grocery store parking lot to get their stuff back. When the two women showed up, he switched gears and offered to drive them home, and they said yes. But according to the women, Pritchett flipped the script once again. During that drive, he reportedly began acting erratically and skipped what was supposed to be the route to drop them off. The women say Pritchett claimed someone was after him and started making phone calls. Then Pritchett began driving at high speeds, going past 100 miles per hour. The women claim he pulled out a gold-colored handgun and started waving it around the sunroof while still driving erratically fast, then began firing off rounds out of the car window. One of the women reportedly told Pritchett to take her back to her apartment and try to calm him down by asking,
Where are they getting these stories from? Because this sounds like a movie, bro. Like, unless Corey is on absolute ketamine, like, whatever the hell type of drug, like, bro, it's no possible way bro's doing all of this stuff. The Corey that, you never know, though. You never know.
him to pray with them. But he still continued driving crazy fast down the I-10 highway. Pritchett then made a video call to a woman reportedly saved in his phone under future wife. He asked the woman on the call, if I had the perfect opportunity and was in the middle of nowhere where no one could hear them scream, should I just go ahead and do it? And the woman on the line reportedly responded, yes. For the women in Pritchett's car, though, they were seemingly in fear of their lives. The women told police that Pritchett told them, I'm gonna F y'all and then kill y'all. By this point, the women said they were texting one another during all of this, but authorities say Pritchett then started pointing the gun at them and took their phones away so they couldn't communicate with each other. According to police, Pritchett then pulled off the highway onto the shoulder of I-10 near Sealy, Texas. Seemingly with a change of heart, he told the women to get out of his car, telling them this is your only opportunity. One of the women said she tried to get her phone back but wasn't able to. Then Pritchett drove off, leaving them stranded on the side of the road at night. The women told police they spent more than an hour along the side of the highway before they were able to flag down a driver who called 911. But clues pieced together by investigators would help corroborate their story. One of the women had the Life 360 app on her phone, and screenshots, which included timestamps and the route they took, supported the victim's story of what happened.
Really?
Pritchett was ID'd through his driver's license and social media pages. But when investigators reached out to him, his phone was no longer in service. Instead, they found out through TikTok that he was planning to move to Dubai.
I moved to Dubai. The people that's wondering. Feel so good out here. My kids, listen. So I'm having more kids, right? With my future wife, for sure. And Aiden. My kids are gonna be homeschooled, bro. It's getting real wicked in the United States. A lot of y'all not paying attention because a lot of y'all sleep and the news outlets are not speaking.
Pause. So boom, guys, I just opened up a brand new community for you guys. If you guys want to learn how I'm doing big on YouTube, how I'm doing big on TikTok, I have 300+ on TikTok. I have 70K on YouTube on our main channel. I have just started a reaction channel which you guys are watching right now. So boom, all you guys have to do is click the first link in the description. It's going to send you to the memberships. Become a member, bro. And I'm going to send you a Discord link. You're going to join that Discord link and you're going to get videos in there. You're going to have a community of people in there. There's like-minded who wants to do YouTube. Who wants to get this internet money. Let's get this internet money together, bro. I'm not big yet, but I'm going to be there, bro. You guys want to get there too? Let's get it together. Let's go. Bam.
A lot of that's going on there. It's gonna get real over there. Y'all might think I'm lying. Y'all might think I'm just talking. Y'all seen other people probably saying it. But you know, people don't believe until the shit hit the fan. That's one thing I noticed about most people in the United States. They want to party, live life, until it hit the fan.
You know, one thing I did notice about Corey is since the breakup with Carmen, if you know, you know what I'm talking about. Since the breakup with Carmen, he lost it. Like, he's an example of losing the one girl you never think you'd lose. And like just completely flipping your shit. Like, I'm talking about no type of sense left. Like, he's completely, I think he's on shrooms too. If you really think about it, it seems like he's on shrooms too. But yeah, like, that's what I have to say. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, you should know these guys by now.
The fan and everybody, oh, it was scattered. No.
But according to the FBI, they confirmed Pritchett bought a one-way ticket to Qatar on December 9th. A little more than 2 weeks later after buying that one-way plane ticket, Pritchett was officially charged on December 26th with 1 count of aggravated kidnapping.
Wow.
I want to give a huge thanks to you, our viewers, and our amazing sponsors like Upside.
Wow.
Upside is a super cool and free app that gets
#smoothway. You see, it says it posted an article from Houston news station KPRC, along with the caption, "Letter to the internet, it's finna be a ball. Let the show begin, #Houston, Texas. Let me show you how to take monsters down the #smoothway." You see, it says accused, right? Don't worry, LOL. I'm finna give you the details on here and in the court of law. They gonna regret effing with me like I'm just some goofy or some. Oh, and I got the best lawyer in Houston. A day later, he posted a video with the victims as they were ATV riding. That video was captioned tagging Houston PD as he wrote in part, "We have a case here of popular YouTuber COREYSSG kidnapping 2 white girls, and he's currently on the run in Dubai, I think. IDK, but yeah, the FBI should be after him." A pretty wild case that is now ranging across 2 completely different countries that are thousands of miles away from one another. So let's bring on retired FBI agent Colin Schmidt to get his thoughts on this. Colin, thank you so much for joining me today. You know, what is your reaction to this case, from Pritchett's alleged erratic behavior to trapping these 2 women allegedly in his car and leaving them stranded on the side of the road, then later fleeing off to Qatar?
Well, I think the first thing for investigators is kind of look at the totality of the circumstances and look at the big picture, as well as look at credibility of who the the complainants are, as well as what's really going on here between these two people, and that's based upon the recent instances of YouTubers or bloggers or social media influencers faking their own kidnappings. So to prevent a waste of resources, they have to just take a step back and kind of look at the big picture. And then, of course, if there is some merit to this, then they're going to have to kind of dig in and find out exactly what really went on between these two.
And investigators also say that, GPS data from Life 360, which was an app that was on one of the women's phones, that helped corroborate their story. Talk to me about how investigators use that type of data to kind of piece together, or at least verify these types of allegations.
Well, in this case, the victim made it easy for law enforcement to track her because they did have the Life 360 app on there. I'm familiar with the app. It's fantastic. And I have used it with my kids as well. So if that wasn't on there, the first step with all these cases, and even if it's a bank robbery or a fraud case, is going to be the phones, and to look in to see if there's any GPS data, tracking data in that phone to find out and to corroborate what the victim is saying that the assailant did.
Yeah, and it's also, unclear right now, but from what we do know now, do you think the erratic behavior on Pritchett's behalf might have been someone actually after him, as he had told these women allegedly? Or do you think there's another reason, possibly like drugs, that kind of made him act erratically during this whole incident?
Drugs.
Well, with the limited information, available, you'd be speculating on why
Corey
he was acting so
do drugs.
erratic.
Smokes
So
weed.
when somebody's acting erratic, there's some sort of a catalyst or some sort of antecedent that make them do that. So either it's something internal or external, and that's one thing that's going to come out, so to speak, in the wash as the investigators do their investigation and start talking to people and find out why he was behaving in such an odd manner. And then the fact that he fled to Qatar, which is kind of an unusual country to go to, because of it, I doubt he speaks Arabic. Does he have some sort of connection to
Why
that
does he
country?
doubt that? Why is he
Yeah, and
doubting?
I was also,
Why do you
going
think
to
he doesn't
ask
speak
you what
Arabic?
your thoughts are on him fleeing to Qatar. What all goes into extraditing a kidnapping suspect? And in your opinion, how long do you think it'll take before he's actually back in the United States?
Well, first thing is, if we have extradition with Qatar, I'm not aware whether we do or don't for that particular crime, because extradition is crime specific. Some crimes are extraditable, some aren't. And then the extradition process is generally very long, and takes at least a year to 2 years. Generally, what the authorities do is they just have the country expel or deport the person that's there. It's a much faster process. Unless the person has some sort of citizenship with that country. And I doubt this gentleman has any citizenship with Qatar.
And do you think that trip was planned this whole time, or do you think he kind of did it as an escape to escape those now criminal charges that he's facing? Because I can't imagine, leaving your children behind to go start a new life in a completely different country and just, leave them behind in Texas.
It's a temporary move for bigger gains. When it comes to people like Corey, there's always a move before there's a bigger move. So he probably went to Qatar. He probably had it pre-booked and pre-planned, and it has nothing to do with this story of him kidnapping. Probably, to be honest, you get what I'm saying, bro? It's like people like bro live for the internet. So when you live for the internet, there's really no limits with the internet. Like you're gonna say, yeah, I kidnapped someone. Even though you didn't, you're gonna say you did. Because the views are gonna come in and the attention's gonna come in, and guess what's gonna happen? He's gonna drop an album, or he's gonna drop a new video, or something, and then that video is gonna get 1 million views, and then what? Money. Like it's a lead up, and that's why the FBI officer or whatever, that's why he said that they need to look into it and look at the bigger picture before they get more enforcements involved and waste more resources, because he knows most of the time when it comes to these people, it's about the internet and it's not a serious occasion and a serious case, and these women are probably lying.
Well, if he was going to Mexico, I would say there wasn't a lot of thought put into it, because obviously it's just right over the border. But to take an international flight, you'd have to fly through an international hub, whether it be Houston or Los Angeles or New York, and then make a couple of connections to get to Qatar. So, and then, of course, the flight itself is pretty expensive, and then there is going to be some scrutiny on him on when he lands through the authorities there in Qatar. So there had to be some sort of planning to go into it, because, like I said, he's just not driving his car over the border going down to Mexicali. He's going to a foreign country, and it's approximately an 18-hour flight.
Yeah, and booking that one-way ticket as well too. I can't even imagine kind of going back to this alleged crime as well. Can't imagine what it was like for these two women who were stranded on that highway until they were able to flag down a driver who eventually called 911, and then authorities arrived as well too. But, kind of going back to the overall alleged offense in this case, what do you kind of make of just leaving two women stranded on a highway, and then just, again, fleeing off to a completely different country?
Well, that tells me that there wasn't much thought put into this. It sounds more like this was an impulse crime. He was reacting to some sort of something maybe the women had done to him, or vice versa, and this was reaction, and he didn't think it through. And then I think finally it kind of dawned on him that what he had done is basically going to land him in jail, and he essentially panicked. Kicked him out or put him on the side of the road, and then obviously left the country. So he's definitely has a lot going on inside his head, and this case is only going to probably get stranger as the investigators dig in.
Yeah, and you mentioned something earlier in our discussion, just about his whole social media persona, which is kind of another added layer to this whole entire story. Pritchett has millions of followers across different social media platforms, but then you tack on this alleged behavior and this alleged or this crime as well too. What do you make of all of that, given that he was this kind of apparent rise on social media, and then he got kind of famous as well too, doing family content?
It's called a crash out. It's called a crash out. It's your baby mom's, your ex-wife ruined you, bro. It's called a crash out. Literally, that's what it's called. You get what I'm saying? That's the end of the story. It's called a crash out. He's crashing out. He's been crashing out for like a year and a half, 2 years now since the Carmen situation and all that happened, bro. Like, he's been trying to convince himself, like, yeah, it's cool. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm better without, or etc. etc. Like, first of all, the views have gone down since the vlogs, since having the family. Like, this reminds me of CJ So Cool. And again, if you're involved in the social media and you know what's going on, you know what I'm talking about. This reminds me of the CJ So Cool shit too. It's like, bro, you had something, you don't have it no more. You don't have to convince other people and yourself that you're better without. If you're not better without, cool, just recreate, redo something else. But he consistently talks about Carmen. He consistently says that, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's called a crash out, bro.
And then for this to kind of come out, what do you make of just kind of that Jekyll and Hyde situation that we're kind of seeing all unfold?
Well, that's from where I started with this, that because of his social media presence, law enforcement is going to have to kind of dig in and kind of determine what the motive behind this was. Maybe he had no intent of harming these women. He was just doing this for the classic clicks, or like I said, he had something going on in his life that made him panic. But it seems like there's such in society, and there's such a intense pressure to get quote unquote clicks, that we see these social media people doing some amazingly stupid and abhorrent things. And frankly, I think law enforcement and the society as a whole is really kind of getting tired of it, and the hammer is starting to fall on these people for their behaviors.
Yeah, good.
Now, say Pritchett makes it back to the United States, he's facing this kidnapping charge. How long of a potential sentence or punishment do you think that he could be facing now?
Well, if the federal authorities get involved, I believe you could get up to life in prison for kidnapping. So depending on the circumstances and if it's provable, in this case, he didn't take the victims over state lines. So there's an argument that it's not a federal crime. However, there is a kidnapping statute in Texas.
Corey, you better play your cards right. You better have your cards right, because he's laughing on social media. He thinks it's a joke. Bro could be looking at life. It's not a joke. So either he knows something we don't, or they know something we don't, and something's going on that we don't know about, which we will learn about at some point. But he's laughing and stuff on social media. He thinks it's a joke, bro. He's like, yeah, whatever, bro. I'll just show I'll show you when it's time. Like, he's laughing, literally. Videos of him laughing about it. Like, bro, it's a dangerous game, my boy. Dangerous, bro. But hey, we'll see. Like I said, streams and stuff, relationships and stuff, it ruins a man. It really does. You can see it in certain people on the internet. You can just see it in real life too. But yeah, man, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know how you guys feel about Corey Pritchett, COREYSSG, popular YouTuber accused of kidnapping 2 women. Is it fake? Is it not? Let me know. I think the kidnapping thing's overboard. I don't think he kidnapped anyone. He probably was crashing out in a car though. He probably, I don't know. Let's just say, like, either he's high as hell and he just lost his control, or maybe something happened that in real life he had 2 girls in the car and was like, yo, I don't even want him in here no more. Started tripping out. They started bugging out as well. Let's not think they're all innocent. They started probably tripping out too. Then he flashed the gun in their face and said, yo, get the hell out of the car. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. Most of the time, bro, you know how it goes. It's overboard. And they take it overboard. Women take it overboard. But yeah, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this situation. Let me know how you guys think it all went down. I'll catch you guys in the next video. We out. Peace.
Bye. Have a great time.